Hello beautiful friends and welcome back to my channel. So the key card for this reading is the Pegasus card with Transcending. What a beautiful card, and glitter. So all that glitters is not gold, but Divine Feminines watching this, I think for us it may be. So we all have Divine Feminine energy within us. What do I mean by that? Well, everybody is made up of light and shadow, yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy. I'm not talking about men and women, I'm talking about energy. So the Divine Feminine energy is the kind of the softer yin light energy, and it's just words, okay, it's just language. Now the funny thing is what do we need to let go of? We need to let go of language. It says up here, look at this clarifier up here. So funny that I may have to be a little bit more careful going forward about how I use words. So maybe I'm going to say Empress energy. Is it? Oh, do you know who I've just seen poking out at the bottom here, hanging around? I don't know if you can see this. Only just noticed it. Look who's poking out at the bottom there. It's like, hey, why aren't you talking about me? I want to be in this reading too. Not right now, Emperor energy. I'm talking about the Divine Feminines. Now, this is the energy that I've been picking up on for a while. I have got other readings of this where I talk about the Empress energy with this kind of like Queen of Wands activation energy. So this to me is like the sleeping Empress, the Empress working on the 5D, right? Being in the 3D reality, perhaps looking like she's been a bit lazy, perhaps needing a little bit of time to herself, perhaps needing, a little bit of extra time to sleep. So physically in our 3D reality, in like the real world, if you want to put it that way, kind of looking like you're not doing much. This could be talking about like the last 2 years of lockdown, but actually what we've been doing is going down there, right, facing our inner demons, doing that shadow work, going down into the depths of the underworld, fighting our battles on the 5D, fighting our battles in the dream space. Perhaps you've been standing up to a lot of people in nightmares and things like this, but going down, facing our inner demons, right, fighting our own shadow selves, and coming to terms with that and kind of re-emerging in this beautiful Empress energy, in this beautiful Queen of Wands facet of Empress energy. I'm sorry, my camera seems to be a little bit blurry. I don't know what's happening there today. So yeah, beautiful. We've persisting with things, being the wounded warrior, being very strong. Doing a lot of work on the 5D. So like, again, this could be in dreams, this could be during meditation. The Divine Feminine energy is coming out strong. I want to say the Divine Masculine is as well. I'm getting a lot of mirroring in my readings. So the Emperor energy has been coming out with King of Wands energy. The Empress energy has been coming out with Queen of Wands energy. So I want to say that we're entering into a very creative time where we're getting a lot of inspiration, especially those of us who have done the shadow work. So again, go and look up Carl Jung, Golden Shadow, Collective Shadow, all that kind of stuff. It's like everybody's really had a long hard look at themselves over the past 2 years, and really called ourselves out on our BS, right? And coming out of lockdown, coming out of the pandemic really strong and ready to be enthusiastic, be creative, bring our ideas to life. And I want to say that this is going to happen really fast. You can see here the Magician card, who's a female magician, is clarified by fast. The Magician talks about manifestation and also bringing our dreams to reality, bringing heaven down to earth. So if you can think about it, you can bring it about, right? So really wonderful. And it's actually clarifying this Earth card, which if I just bring it up here, is clarified by heart as well, which is absolutely lovely. It's like, if you're manifesting from the heart space, if you're manifesting from a place of pure love, from authenticity, from good intentions, then you're in a very powerful position to contribute to, I want to say, the global manifestation at the moment. Learning how to be human in a world but not of it. So some of you may definitely identify as starseeds, or just have transcended to a certain level where you're experiencing a lot of joy in your life. You're experiencing, and this is like not talking about external circumstances. I really want to emphasize the fact that this person is in her own bubble of energy. She is protecting her energetic field. She's protecting her energetic space, perhaps doing a lot of meditation work, a lot of grounding work. It's this wonderful beautiful balanced energy of being half in one realm, half in the other, half in the dream space, the creative space, the ideas space, you know, and half in the actual tangible 3D world, like doing the laundry, right? Doing the laundry, but daydreaming of a better future. It's absolutely gorgeous. Transformational as well here. The really interesting thing is the advice card is focus, which yesterday, if you watched that reading, there was a different card from a different deck about focus. So again, what you think about, you bring about. Be careful about what your where your attention's going, because where you're paying your attention, that with you being in this like rapid expansion manifestation energy, this fast manifestation energy, you really want to focus on the good things, because you don't want to be manifesting your nightmares, right? So focus on the good, focus on the love, focus on where you want to go, on the fantasy, focus on the joy with that hummingbird spirit. Now again, it's really interesting because I was talking about in yesterday's reading, being able to move between different planes of existence, right? Moving between different energetic realms. So do go and check that reading out if you want to hear more about this. But it was coming through with, again, this kind of like pushing through from one space, which to me was like water, into a different space, which was air, and also just the face peeking through. So funny, because I'm not familiar with this deck, and the idea that this card should come out today, I was like, that's crazy. That's the same imagery. Yeah, beautiful. But the thing that gets you through this membrane, right, the veil that separates the worlds, is being in the right vibration, being in the right frequency. So really, really interesting that we have hummingbird here with joy. So let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's jump into the meaning of the cards, the description of the cards. Oh, my knees cracked. That was disgusting. Oh, maybe I need to do some yoga. I'm sorry, that was really gross. I bet some of you were like, what? Yeah, self-love, self-care, do your yoga, do your meditations, right? The reason why that happened, I've been kneeling on like a hard like wooden stool, so that's why that happened then. I promise my knees don't normally crack like that. I'm not that old. Okay, hummingbird spirit. Joy. In the sacred forest, hummingbirds have incredibly beautiful auras. A shimmering, sparkling frequency surrounds them. With every flower they dip into, the colours of their aura and the frequency of their energy shifts. Each one hovers directly before you without fear, flashing in iridescent colours in the sun without fear. Okay, again, if you watched yesterday's reading, without fear. Focus on the love. The vibration of their wings sounds like a universal om. So again, meditation work. Make sure you're doing your meditating. Make sure you do your yoga with Adrian, right? Open your heart to celebration and fun. Who told you that you need to suffer to grow? So I love that, celebration and fun. The Queen of Wands is ready for a good time. She is the party queen. Very, very confident, very creative, comfortable in her own skin. She's passionate. She does what she wants to do, right? She's courageous. And look at that. Look at the wings as well of the hummingbird, and these beautiful like angel wings of the Queen of Wands dress. I love the Queen of Wands. So it's like, the beautiful thing about Empress and Emperor energy is that they're all four queens or all four kings of the tarot. So I'm really getting this like this need to go out and have fun, this need to have new experiences, because when we have new experiences, when we add to the ideas part, it adds to our creative potential. So really, I love this energy for everybody. Again, it's mirrored. The emperors have been coming out with this in my readings as well. Excuse me. Open your heart to celebration and fun. Who told you that you need to suffer to grow? Your soul expands in leaps and bounds through following your bliss and expressing your love. Embrace life, yourself, and others in this moment. If you've been waiting until circumstances are different before you allow yourself to experience joy, you may have a long wait. Life is always changing. If you don't follow your bliss now, when will you? Your purpose in life is to experience joy. Take steps towards that now while protecting your personal boundaries. Talking about that bubble, right? You don't need to do everything all at once, but you do need to start. Happiness spreads. Again, talking about that in yesterday's reading. Happiness spreads to others like wildfire and will help heal the world. And I love that description as well, like wildfire. Like the Queen of Wands is a wildfire. She's untamable, right? She's indocile, which was like the lion energy that came out in yesterday's reading. You know, she's she's not a bully, she's not aggressive, she's just confident and capable of going for what she wants and doing what she wants to do. She follows her joy, she follows her passion. That's what makes her so magnetic. I love the Queen of Wands. Happiness spreads to others like wildfire and can help to heal the world. Right? The greater good coming through again. Although hummingbirds are very small, they are capable of traveling great distances and can even fly backwards. Their presence is a reminder that life is not just about reaching the destination, it's about the joy of the journey. Replenish yourself. True happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Life is change. Be open to change and look for joy in the moment. Find your boundaries and stand strong. Discover your joy. All is well. So again, going back to self-care, meditation, having strong boundaries, protecting your bubble, right? Very important at this time. The Queen of Wands was clarified by only, and the Joy card was clarified by memory. So somebody may have some memories of joy, some joyous memories. It kind of gives me, again, in yesterday's reading, I was talking about like past relationships. Instead of looking at the bad in them, look at the good in them, look at the love in those past relationships. And it's kind of giving me Peter Pan, you know, in the scene where, is it Peter Pan or is it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? It might be both, but it's like when they're learning how to fly, a factor in being able to fly is joy, is laughter, is happy memories. So use your happy memories as fuel to fly forward in life and do what you want to do and do what you need to do. It's like that's the magic. I'm just getting like the bubbles as well, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the bubbles. It's funny that came through in yesterday's reading with like splashing water into the airspace or splashing air into the water space, like the bubbles, the fun. I do feel again definitely that there's either a connection with you and your shadow self, you and your it's like you and the mirror, a connection there, or you and another person as well in this kind of dream space coming through. Yeah, only. It's kind of giving me only you as well. Only you can make all this world seem right. So Queen of Wands energy. So everybody can be Queen of Wands energy, okay? Some people are like, this is the karmic. Not in my readings. In my readings, everybody's an emperor. Everybody's an empress. We use different parts of ourselves, different facets of our toolbox of life at different times. And right now, the need for creative energy, the need for passionate energy, the need for people to go out and do the things that they love to do, and because it's inspiring to other people, is really, really needed right now. So everybody, if you're resonating with tarot card readings, if you're resonating with Emperor and Empress energy, go out and follow your passion. Be enthusiastic. People love that. That's, you know, that's how you gain success, because people see you doing something that you love and they want, you know, that's magnetic to them. It's like fairy dust, I'm hearing. It's like pixie dust. So yeah, go out and follow your passion. Like, and who, ask yourself, if people are trying to stop you from doing that, like, what does that say about them? That's not about you. That person it's like maybe people are trying to hold you back because they're not in a position where they're confident enough to go after their passions. Maybe they've got shadow work to do. Okay, so it's not about them. It's about you and what you want to do and what you're passionate about. Of course, be safe, don't trample over other people, but use that passion and creativity and joy to push you forward in life. And it is magnetic and it does have an impact on others. It's like they're showing me like rippling waves, right? It's like I did this thing once where I was riding home on my son's scooter from school, and I took the long way and I felt really silly, and I was like, I had my music on and I was whizzing up the road, and then like over the next couple of weeks I saw other mums like flying around on their kids' scooters. It's almost like I allowed that childlike joy, that silliness to, it's like I opened the door for that for other people. Maybe it wasn't me, maybe everybody just did it all at the same time, but it's a good metaphor for like how joy and like how one person following their joy opens the door for other people to follow their joy too. So you know, the Queen of Wands, she's a leader. May the sunflowers dance. I bring light to this dark world. I make flowers grow. I make people dance. If you need warmth, inspiration, optimism, support, and encouragement, then you've come to the right place. I know that you have many ideas, many dreams. I want your ambition to shine. I want your power to show. I want your charisma to sparkle. Hello, phone. So does my phone. Bathe is confirmation from the universe. Bathe yourself in my golden light, and confidence will be yours. I spread my vitality upon you. This is not a time to be shy or hesitant. You have to stand at the center of attention, the greatest star that you have to be, the superhero, no way, you have to be. Again, look at yesterday's reading, talking about superheroes a lot. A dream is only interesting when it becomes real, so make it real. I stand behind you on this journey so that one day you too can make the world dance. Isn't this a brilliant reading? You can see why I was so excited to do it. So transcending, what's going on? Where are we transcending to? Again, I want to say this is a collective reading. This is the divine feminine within all of us, going up a vibrational level, right? Transcending to a better place, and then bringing it back down to earth for everybody to enjoy. It's gorgeous. So this was clarified by glitter. So whatever that means to you. Do you want to bring a bit more glitter into your life? Do you want to bring a bit more glam into your life? Maybe you want to wear like sparkly makeup. Go ahead and do it, right? Do what makes you happy. Grab a hold of the mane. Pegasus is leaping into the sky with you on his back. You can feel the wind rush by as this winged horse climbs higher and higher, his muscles rippling beneath you. Ayo. Okay, that took a weird turn. Ignore me. You are keenly aware of his majesty, his strength and power as you are brought closer and closer to the heavens. History is replete with myths and legends of a winged horse, the protector of the soul. The Pegasus represents the immortality of your spirit and the journey to the heavens. Again, I talk about the soul in yesterday's reading. Go and check that out if you haven't already. The appearance of this card is a sign. Get ready for a dramatic activation of your spiritual journey. A powerful transformation is at hand. Great things are possible in your life. Prepare yourself to fly high above adversity. The Pegasus rises above the earth. The Pegasus's rise above the, that should be Pegasi, right? The Pegasi rise above the earthly realms and offers a higher celestial perspective. Take time to meditate. Again, what did I say? Meditation's key. And profound insights about your life will be revealed. You are asked to see the situation at hand from a higher perspective. Step away from the drama and emotional manipulation of others. Okay? No bullshit on my watch. Some stories depend. I want to say that this is also learning how to be a human in the world but not of it. It is talking about protecting your energy, understanding that you are separate. You are a separate being. We're all interconnected. You know, energy can move between us all, but you are a separate entity. Your soul is a separate entity. So the way that other people act, things that are going on around in the world, yes, you play a part in that, right? We're all actors on the same stage, but it can only knock you down if you allow it to. Again, I talk about that at length in yesterday's reading. So, you know, holding onto your own sovereignty of your own soul, your own soul's power, and not letting negative energies or lower vibrational energies, I feel like they can't reach you, they can't touch you at this time. It's like your joy is just like, it's like I'm hearing blasting it out of the park. I'm seeing, like, you know, like I was talking about in yesterday's reading, you can do a soul blast, right? Imagine your soul is a brilliant white light in your chest and you can blast it out and clear your energy. It's like, you know, anything that's like toxic or negative or trying to impact on you, it's like it doesn't stand a chance. You're going to be like a heavy hitter. You're going to knock it out of the park. So I don't know why it's coming through with that, but baseball analogy again, I swear somebody watching my channel is a big baseball fan. It comes through quite often. I don't watch baseball. I don't really know much about it other than the film with Madonna in, right, and Gina Davis. But I like, that's my knowledge of baseball. Read a book about baseball. Where are we? Some stories describe that when his hooves strike the earth, new springs emerge. Life begins anew. Again, yesterday's reading, we watched it begin again, Taylor Swift. In Greek mythology, Pegasus activates and befriends the 9 muses who inspire creativity, liberal arts, music, science, poetry, and visual arts. Hence, Pegasus is symbolic of creativity. So much creative potential here. It's beautiful. The message here is to focus on the incredible creativity, vitality, and spiritual awakening within you. My left ear is ringing. I don't know if it's ringing for you as well. You're on a pilgrimage of the soul. It's time to transcend the weight of the earthly burdens. Fly over situations that have been pulling you down. Don't involve yourself with the drama of others. When you remember that you have come from spirit and are eternal, challenging situations will resolve. A profound transformation is at hand. So I'm definitely picking up on a lot of Seven of Wands energy at the moment. Like, it's like people creating drama for the sake of creating drama. People who are perhaps stifled in their own Wands energy, right? Their own, it's like there's nothing going on in their lives. They're bored, so they create drama for the sake of it. It's like, take that energy and channel it in a more positive direction, channel it into creativity, into leadership, into inspiration, into joy, into positive spontaneity, like the Queen of Wands, not like toxic spontaneity of like, you know, the Fool or the Knight of Wands in reverse, but in a controlled, passionate burst, beautiful energy. So yeah, the Earth card, learning how to be human in the world but not of it, and heart. So again, going back to yesterday's reading, I see the soul as being kind of like a diamond, like a brilliant cut diamond, with a pure bright light inside it, and this is sacred to you. It's your soul. You are in control of it. It can't be sold. It can't be bought. It can't be negotiated with. It's authentically you. It's who you are. It's your pure essence, so you're fully in control of that. It's you, right? Like, no negotiation. So this is kind of talking to me about that. And again, the Magician is bringing heaven down to earth. So I feel like some of you may identify as star seeds, if I get the right word out, star seeds, or you know, earth angels, and absolutely. So again, be careful about what you're thinking about, be careful what you're focusing on, because what you think about you bring about. Focus on the positive, focus on the brighter future. We're manifesting it on earth right now. That's all of us. Three of Cups, sweet. Immediately getting sweet tea, which is funny because my son has a cough. You may hear him occasionally coughing in the background today. He's off school. I've been making him sweet tea, so cups of tea with honey, and to kind of ease that scratchy throat. So we could be talking about anything that I talk about in a reading as part of the reading. So we could be talking about throat chakra, perhaps things that need to be expressed. So again, sweet tea, just things that are soothing on the throat may be helpful to somebody right now. Interesting, I was talking about language. What do we need to let go of? Language. So perhaps there's language barriers, or perhaps there's communication problems where people are misunderstanding each other, or perhaps people are being a bit nitpicky, you know, picking and choosing certain words or phrases that people are saying and using it against them, rather than looking at the bigger picture and the bigger message and the actual intention of the person. You know, the words are limited, and sometimes the wrong word can come out. So I want to say, don't judge people too harshly on the words that they're saying, but look at the intention behind what they're saying. Look at the bigger picture. Who is this person? What do they do? What do they bring to the table? Sometimes, you know, the wrong word may just slip in there. And it's like everybody focuses on the wrong thing. Don't be that person, I want to say. Language has limits, so let's transcend language. Let's connect on a more energetic, vibrational level. Does this person's energy match my energy? How do I feel when I've been spending time with this person? Do they leave me feeling drained? Do they leave me feeling stressed? Do they leave me feeling like bad about myself? Or does this person energize me? Do I bounce off this person? Does this person inspire me? Do I feel creative around this person? Is this person fun to be around? That tells you that that person's an energetic match. If the person's leaving you feeling drained and exhausted and bad about yourself, then that person doesn't match you vibrationally. Of course, we all go through things in our life where we need a bit of a pick-me-up. You know, sometimes we have bad days, but if you weight it, if you say, does this person have, 9 out of 10 days that I spend with this person and 9 of them bad and 1 of them good, maybe I shouldn't be spending time with this person, So again, factoring in, things that are happening, things that are going on in that person's life. But if they are the sort of person who, no matter what is going on, like they always have a glass half empty perspective, and you've tried your best to, I don't know, teach them about meditation, to teach them about healthy eating, healthy choices. You know, you've given them the best advice and they just don't take it. It's not your job to lift. It's not your job to physically drag everybody else after you. It's better to lead by example, to kind of fire ahead, to blaze that road, to clear the path for others, and then it's going to be easier for them to follow. You don't have to be the one dragging them out of the mud. That's just a waste of your energy. So yeah, be a shining example, blaze the way ahead. You know, write the rule book, but don't necessarily sit there teaching it to everybody. You can't force a child to read, right? You can put the book in their hands, but you can't force them to read. Maybe somebody's dyslexic. Could be something like that coming through as well there. That's you know, I'm a trained teaching assistant. I've worked with children with dyslexia. My dad has dyslexia. I'm not making light of that in any sort of way, just again to clarify, just to be careful about my own language. But it could be there could be something about accessibility. How do we make something more accessible to more people rather than frustrating people because there's only one path forward? I would say that things like dyslexia, left-handedness, all associated with entrepreneurial energy, which I would say is always Queen and King of Wands energy. It's people who are coming out of left field, again with those sports terms that I don't really know what they mean, coming out of left field. You know, the people who are out of the box thinkers are the most creative people. So a very, very broad, very loose thing to throw in there, but I'm going to say what I'm getting in the readings, and I hope nobody's offended or anything by that. Again, worked with children with dyslexia, parents have dyslexia, I understand the struggles. I'm getting left-handed stuff again. Again, my dad's left-handed, so something to do with that, something to do with like breaking the way, forging. It's almost like a snowplow, right? It's like almost like an energy that's coming like this and pushing something negative apart to create a clearer path for others to follow, is the way it's coming through. Which is interesting, because now we go to this crumbling card. What are you clinging on to? Again, it's like, this is kind of the way I'm seeing it. It's vertical, right? It's almost like a tower energy being split apart so that you can see this brighter field behind it. It's like, is there some sort of obstacle in your life? How do you get through this? I want to say that there is this kind of like forging ahead, this separation, this new thing opening up. It came through in my reading, and I didn't talk about it in yesterday's reading, but how I was talking about moving between these two different realms and this membrane energy. I've been trying to get right in the membrane. If you look at a mirror, especially older mirrors, right, they're quite thick. You have like the glass surface, and you have the mirrored background, but there's like a plane in between. I've been trying to get right in that in-between energy, and open it up, like open up that third space, right? And it was coming through kind of like this imagery, so it's really interesting how it comes through, like this opening up of this new, it's like there's space between, there's an area in between two different realms. There's like a gap, a little bit like in the Matrix, right? There's a bit in the Matrix where, you know, they kind of like, or like they go off into like a side space. It came through as like Harry Potter, you know, when they're looking for not the Chamber of Secrets, what's the, you know, the hideout. They're in London and they're looking for the hideout, and there's two houses, but like they separate, and there's like a house in between. There's like a hidden house, right? It's like out of the field of perception. This is like going into something that's in between like two fields of perception, and it was coming through as well with I'm seeing it now, with the labyrinth. When the girl in the film The Labyrinth first goes in, she's in that kind of perpetual, it's like a narrow alleyway, and it goes off, it extends in two different directions, and she thinks she has to make a choice. Do I go left or do I go right? But actually, again, there's a trick with the field of perception where she can actually go through, and there's like a different route. I hope that's not a spoiler. I mean, it's a very old movie. I assume most people have seen it by now. And there's that, it's funny, it's kind of like the same colours. There's that little like caterpillar worm thing, and he's like, hey, yup. And yeah, he shows her where to go. There's a third space that's outside of the field of perception that I want to say that people are making connections in, right? That's there's something to that. Okay, so what are you clinging on to? And then this card here says, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. So again, I feel like somebody's taking on other people's energy. Again, somebody could be very, very empathic. Somebody could be psychic. Somebody could have difficulty discerning what's their energy and what's the energy of other people. I've had this experience myself when friends have been in a very bad way. I've actually picked up on that without actually knowing until afterwards that they were going through something that was very, very difficult. Family members as well. So is this energy my energy? Is this energy the energy of somebody else that I'm connecting with? How do I cleanse my energy? How do I protect my energy? Who do I let in and who do I not let in? You know, and this is all stuff that you can literally just speak into existence. If you believe it, if you manifest it, that's the trick. The World card, there is some sort of closure here. There are lessons being learned. There are endings happening. I do feel like somebody is manifesting some sort of ending, some sort of completion, some sort of closure of some sort of learning cycle in their life. It does come through as a very High Priestess style energy for me, this card. It is the World card, but she looks like the High Priestess to me, especially with the owl symbolizing this gaining of knowledge. I do feel like people are, again, The Secret. If you want to look up The Secret, it's a movie, it's a book. It talks about manifestation. Somebody could be working with this kind of energy. So, but the High Priestess normally knows but doesn't say. So there could be something about knowing but not saying. You know, again, transcending language. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. So it could be some sort of knowledge. Let it go. She's got this, it's clarified by any. I don't know what that means to anyone, any. She's holding onto this owl. So I feel like there's some sort of knowledge that could be some sort of burden that needs to be released. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. Now, the World card also talks about, oh, I'm hearing weight of the world. Sorry, the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's not your job to save the world. It's not your job to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, unless you're Atlas from Greek mythology, which I'm assuming most of you aren't. You know, you don't have to shoulder anyone else's burdens, right? Other than your own. You don't even have to shoulder your own burdens. Release it to spirit. Like, you know, that sounds more easy than it is in practice, but again, it's something that you can work more towards. Yeah, release it to the universe, release it to your spirit guides. You know, you only have to look after you at the end of the day. Yes, you know, I've got children, I've got family, we have to look out for others as well. But if people are dumping their BS on you, if people are indulging a secret with you as well, if like it's like maybe somebody shared a secret and you're like, I don't really want to know this knowledge. I don't want to be like the gatekeeper of this knowledge. It's like, how do you release that? Sometimes as well, if you've got some kind of secret knowledge and you literally feel like you can't talk to anyone about it, maybe it'd be particularly damaging. Speak it to your spirit guides, speak it to God, speak it to the universe, you know, whoever you believe is up there. Speak it to your dog, your cat. You know, it can just help to get it out. Okay, so there could be some words, some language, something that needs to be spoken. Right, I think we're wrapping up there. You do also have, where are you being called to journey to? So some of you may be being pulled, especially like in your dream space, pulled to journey to a particular place. Perhaps this is like a memory palace for some of you. Perhaps it's a place in your memory. I've been getting a lot of, it's funny, it kind of looks a little tiny bit like it, but I've been getting Versailles a lot, the Palace of Versailles. Only that's the Queen of Wands. So maybe this is talking about past life memory or something like that. Maybe if you're being called to go to a certain place, or you're being reminded of a certain place, you're going somewhere in your dreams, there could be something about that needs a little bit more investigation. So we do have self-love as a little bit of advice. You know, take that time to meditate, take the time you need to rest, especially if you are physically not very healthy at the moment. This can be a card about physical health. So I've got a little bit of my son's cold. I'm resting a little bit more than usual. You know, perhaps you just feel drained. Perhaps you do have some sort of health issue. Take the time to rest. Take the time to, you know, care for your body the way it needs to be cared for, whether that's getting a massage perhaps. That'd be lovely, right? Wishful thinking. Focus. I'm noticing 14, I'm noticing 22. Could be significant numbers for you. 3 and 1 down here, and 21. But particularly 14 and 22 seem to be standing out to me. So focus. What's this one as well? 23. Focus, the butterfly signifying a change, the bubble talking about your own aura, your own soul. Interesting, we have diamond here. So release, clinging on to a soul. Perhaps you're clinging on to someone else, you know, someone else's soul. Release it. If it's meant to be for you, it will come back to you. A song that I was listening to this morning was Feeling Good by Sofi Tucker. Let me be your house cat. Let me be more than that. You know, shower me in love, butter me up. But cats are very independent. Cats will, if you treat a cat well, it will stay. If you treat a cat badly, it will leave. So that talked to me about independence, right? Independence of your own soul, your own spirit. So who's treating you well? Who's treating you badly? Go towards the people who treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. Focus. Right, I need to focus. It's just telling me, focus on this. We need you to communicate this. So this is the advice card for this deck. Sorry, they're drawing me again to Did It Again by Kylie Minogue. Let me just, before we do the advice, let's do songs first. Clever girl. Clever girl. It reminds me of Jurassic Park. Think you are, but you think too much. So maybe this is the way that somebody's talking to you, right? Trying to shut you down, trying to like silence your voice. Clever girl, think you are, but you think too much. Shut down, turn around. Don't look that way anymore. Clever girl, you think you know, but you don't know much. Try to make a move, go to a different door. You know it's all in your head, you better put that business to bed. By your fair hands of design, you've met the monster in your mind. This is what this talks to me about, the monster in your mind, right? You met the monster in your mind, but I think you've defeated the monster in your mind or befriended them in a way that is empowering. Go and do the golden shadow stuff, if you don't know what I'm talking about. You did it again, you did it again. Won't you listen to me when I'm telling you it's no good for you? Little Miss Genius, you make it hard on yourself. Clever girl, you've got it all, but you're all messed up. Time now, turn around, move on to something else. You know it's all in your head, you better put that business to bed. What you see, nobody else sees. It only brings you to your knees. So it's like somebody's trying to convince you otherwise. It's like somebody's trying to convince you that it's all in your head, or perhaps this is your own shadow self, your own fears. It's like your instincts are saying, this is where I'm going. Like everything is pointing in this direction. I feel it. Like I know it. But then it's like you get in your own head and you're like, oh, you're telling yourself lies. It's all in your head. It's just a fantasy. It's interesting. The Fantasy by Mariah Carey came through yesterday. But again, the Magician card here with fast tells me that you are all in your head, right? You learning how to be human in this world, but you're not of it, right? You are in this kind of dreamland, but that's where the magic happens. That's where you get the creative ideas from. That's where you, if you don't have an imagination, you literally cannot envision the future. You cannot make changes. And this card tells me there's going to be a change because of something that somebody's fantasizing, because of something that somebody's going to envision. And this is a hugely positive reading. So I want to say that you are on the right track here. You know, have faith in yourself, have faith in your own dreams, the things that you want to manifest. It might not come in the package you're expecting, but you know, what you think about, you bring about. So it's like there's a reason why we can dream, there's a reason why we fantasize, there's a reason why we have hope. It's what keeps us going. It's like if we don't have hope with this wounded warrior card, when we get in wounded warrior energy, when bad things happen to us, when we're feeling exhausted, when we're feeling like close to the point of defeat, if we don't have hope, we give up, right? And where would we be? It's because we persevere. It's because we keep going. It's because we I'm getting like what's that thing that they put in a horse's mouth? I can feel it. It's like biting the bit or something, when we bite the bit and keep going. I don't quite understand what they're telling me there, but I'm getting a bit in my mouth again, this like silencing. Like when we keep going, when we persevere, that's what gets us to the finish line. This is the only way to become an emperor or an empress. You don't get to be an emperor or an empress if you give up when the going gets tough. The tough keep going, giving me the song. So I want to say that you are right to keep going. You are right to persevere. And maybe your dreams don't come in the package that you thought they were going to come in, but that the effort will not be wasted. The effort you may learn lessons, you may go in a different direction, but you will have gained knowledge. You will have put tools in your toolbox. If you sit there and do nothing, you do not gain experience. You do not grow as a human being. We do not grow as a human race, right? It's making the mistakes that makes us stronger and smarter and shows us how to do things differently in the future. Oh God, they're giving me too many examples. No, I don't want to talk about certain things. Sorry, they're giving me examples that I don't want to talk about. But you can think about when a tragedy happens. You know, it people make changes and then those things don't happen again. Sorry, I'm getting too much information. I'm getting a bit scattered. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I think I can leave it there. I feel like something else is trying to come through, but it's too noisy. Yeah, okay. Let's get another song then. Another song is advice for this reading before I read the card. Another song is advice for this reading. Advice, please, for anyone connecting with this. Black Steel by Tricky. I got a letter from the government the other day, opened it and read it. It said they were suckers. They wanted me for their army or whatever. Picture me giving a damn. I said never. Here's a land that never gave a damn about a brother like myself because I never did. I wasn't with it for just that very minute. It occurred to me that suckers had authority. Cold sweat as I dwell in my cell. How long has it been? They've got me sitting in a state pen. I've got to get out, but that thought was thought before. I contemplated a plan on the cell floor. I'm not a fugitive on the run, but a brother like me began to be another one. Public enemy serving time. They drew the line, y'all. They criticised me for some crime. I don't know. Here's a land that never gave a damn. I don't know. Maybe check that one out a little bit further. I'm not sure how that fits. Let's go on focus. You must focus on the task at hand right now. There is no room for a scattergun approach. Put on the blinkers. Oh my God, put on the blinkers, because that's what they put on horses. I didn't read this before, right? I didn't realize it was going to say blinkers, and I'm there getting the bit. Because you're riding a Pegasus, right? But this Pegasus doesn't have... Okay, there's something going on about liberty. And I guess it's like human rights and liberty and independence. So you can put a bit on a horse, you can put blinkers on the horse, you can put the reins on it in order to control the horse. But would that horse stay with you? You could whip the horse, right, to make it go faster. Would that horse stay given the choice? Or would that horse, if it felt like it had the opportunity, would it, jerk you off and trample you? Where the other song that I was talking about, where she's comparing herself to a house cat, it's like, if you treat me well, if you stroke my head, I'll be a happy, cat. I'll be pleasant to you. I'll come back to you. So it's like, and this horse here doesn't have this Pegasus, right? It's not an ordinary horse. This Pegasus doesn't have a bit and blinkers. So I want to say there's something about this gorgeous Empress, Queen of Wands energy, this Pegasus energy, this free, glorious creature. I want to say that there could be a temptation for those around you to want to trap you, to want to imprison you, or to want to keep you as their own. I mean, I hope not literally. I hope in terms of like, whether it's just a toxic partner who knocks your confidence in order to put you down so that you don't go for that job interview. It's like, oh, you wouldn't, like, oh, this is say you were going for a job interview and it's like your dream job and you feel really confident about it. You feel like you've got, you meet the requirements, you've got the passion for it. You've got, your hair done really nice, you've got your dress looking really, really good. And it's like, you've got your CV, you're going to go and hand it in. And then like your partner looks at you looking really good, thinks, I don't want them out the house all the time looking that good, and they say, oh, like, look at all these spelling mistakes, you're gonna hand this in, you think you're gonna get the job? Like, it's like putting you down, like keeping you trapped, keeping you small. I don't know if somebody's affected by an energy a little bit like that. It's like you don't have to do that. With a Queen of Wands, with an Empress, if she's treated well, she's going to return, right? She's going to come back to, she's independent, but she's going to move to the people who treat her well, who make her feel good. Again, going back to that thing about who makes you feel good about yourself, who drains your energy, who makes you, who like gives you energy and who drains your energy. There's something about that. It's like, is somebody like siphoning off your joy? Is somebody feeding off your beautiful creative spirit, and they want to trap you or like bottle you up, a bit like talking about Peter Pan, a bit like putting Tinkerbell in the jar, right? It's like, I want to trap this, I want to keep this for myself. But the Queen of Wands is a very free energy. She's not designed to be trapped. But it's no good. It's not enough to say, it's not enough to be indocile, right? Which is the word I learned in yesterday's reading. It's not enough to be like, oh, you can't trap me. You know, you can't. Maybe that's what it is. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit more. Maybe it's not enough to be like, oh, the rules don't apply to me. Because, you know, you're going to find yourself in a prison cell. You're going to find yourself that, you know, the government does have authority over you. So it's like playing by the rules, but playing wisely. But I'm also getting one of my favourite quotes from Hamlet, which is, I could be bounded in a nutshell and call myself a king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams. So if you take off the bad dream bit, I could be bounded in a nutshell. I could be in a prison cell. It could be lockdown, right? It could be, you can trap my body, but you can't trap my soul. You can't trap my mind. You can't trap the essence of who I am. You know, that is always free. That, you know, my soul transcends any kind of borders or barriers or imprisonment. It's like who I am on the inside cannot be contained. So again, this thing about blasting your inner energy outwards, maybe even signaling, maybe even, you know, if you do identify as a starseed, maybe practice sending that beacon up to the stars saying, spirit guides, I need help here. I feel stuck. It could just be, I feel stuck. I don't know which direction to go in my life. I feel stuck because I don't have enough money to do the things I want to do. You know, send up the beacon to spirit guides, God, universe, stars, you know, star, ascended masters, whatever, and say, look, here I am signaling, I need help right now. Come and help me. I feel stuck. I feel trapped. It could be something like that. So meditate, focus. I'm gonna get to the end of this reading. I'm gonna go and make my son a cup of tea, sweet tea. You must focus on the task at hand right now. There is no room for a scattergun approach. Put on the blinkers and do not listen to gossip or negative people. If you make a mistake, it's your mistake to make. Don't waste your focus. Do not split your attention into too many pieces. I have a laser-like focus that serves me well. What we place our focused attention on matters. Placing our undivided focus on something means we are more likely to take action on it. We are more likely to finish something we wish to complete if we focus on it. We are more likely to make a plan and succeed in our achievements should we take the time to focus on how. Even something as simple as eating a meal is more enjoyable if we take the time to focus on just that, eating and all its sensory rewards. What hinders focus? Diversion, and it is often diversions we set for ourselves or that we allow. When we are afraid of our own growth or greatness, we may procrastinate. Oh, I'm such a terrible procrastinator. I've got real strong squirrel energy. I've got Mars in Sagittarius and Gemini moon, and then a ton of Libra. So I'm very scattered. You know, I'm very hyper, very scattered. It's my natural energy. So, but I do have, like, when I say it's my Mars in Sagittarius, if you think about Sagittarius being like the archer, you know, firing an arrow at that bullseye, you can have a laser focused approach. So it's like finding the thing that you're passionate about. It can talk about as well, like if you were studying, especially with like the World card, it's like, say you were studying, say you were at school and you were doing like a broad approach where you were just kind of like figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. There may be subjects there that you just cannot drum up any enthusiasm for. So it's like, then you go on to higher learning and you streamline your approach, right? You go for like the courses that you're most enthusiastic about or that you're most that you're best at, right? And so streamlining that focus allows you to master a certain skill or master a certain subject. So but the reason why it's important to pick the right course is because the enthusiasm you have for your specialized subject is what gets you to the finish line, right? It's what makes you persevere. It stops you giving up. So it's like, focus on the joy, focus on the things that you're enthusiastic about, focus on the things that you know, naturally you're excited to do more of, because that's where the success will lie for you. Because when you're enthusiastic about something, it's naturally more successful, right? So, well, if anyone's watching this who actually works with me in many different ways, you know, I sometimes need clear direction. I sometimes need almost like I do sometimes need those blinkers to be on me. I need somebody to be like, this is where we need you to focus your attention. Like, ideas are great because I can be very much in this kind of like all ideas, like all enthusiasm, dancing around the kitchen kind of energy, where sometimes I need somebody to be like, this is the specific thing that I want you to focus on right now. And it's like, then I know, right? Then I've been told. Like, sometimes I need that direction. So I don't know, that could be a message for somebody in there. Okay, we may procrastinate, we may place drama in our own way, we may even focus on everybody except for ourselves and never have the time to do things that we set for ourselves. Our heart's desires therefore never come to us. We may allow the opinions of others to get in the way, letting the criticisms and values of others affect us. This is useless. We need to forget about the gossip or opinions of others, about what our society says. Instead, turn your focus to you and what you are doing. Pay attention to you. You. We need to focus instead on what feels so deeply good to us, what we really want and what we want to place our laser-like focus upon, and soon it will be ours. So what are we placing our laser-like focus on? What is the joy? What's the focus? What's the joy? I'm sad I missed 11:11. What is the focus? What is the joy? What should we be focusing on at this time? 13 Beaches, Lana Del Rey, Lustful Life. I'm going to say it's a lustful life, right? It's whatever makes us feel enthusiastic. I don't belong in the world, that's what it is. Something separates me. This is this energy, right? What is it? Earthling, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. I don't belong in the world, that's what it is. Something separates me from other people. Everywhere I turn, there's something blocking my escape. Escape again. It took 13 beaches to find one empty, but finally it's mine. With dripping peaches, I'm camera ready almost all the time, but I still get lonely. And baby, only then do I let myself recline. Can I let it go? Can I let go? What do you need to let go of, right? Let it go. Can I let go? And let your memory dance in the ballroom of my mind across the county line. It hurts to love you. Talking about Versailles, the mirror room, I keep getting that as imagery. It hurts to love you, but I still love you. It's just the way I feel. And I'd be lying if I kept hiding the fact that I can't deal, that I've been dying for something real. Past Ventura and lenses plenty in the white sunshine, but you can still find me if you ask nicely underneath the pines, with the daisies feeling hazy in the ballroom of my mind. It hurts to love you, but I still love you. It's just the way I feel. And I'd be lying if I kept hiding the fact that I can't deal. So that's for somebody there. Yeah, I just feel like, look at this one though. You are not alone. Isolation, physical connection and community. You're not alone. You do have a community, even if it's like a starseed community that's not in your physical environment. You know, even if it's connecting in the dream space. Just look at those, like the, you know, the pink lightning that I was talking about in the last reading. I want to say, whatever it is, whatever you're finding in the dream space, it is real. It is real. And if you need a confirmation that it is real, it is. But it may only be real on the 5D, right? It may not be something that is physically going on in your reality. But again, what you focus on, what you dream about, you bring about. So whatever it is, it's real, but it's real to you. And that's important. That if you believe it, if you believe in the fantasy, then it's real. It's like every time you say you don't believe, a fairy loses its wings, right? So there's something about belief and manifestation, and the importance of hope and the importance of focusing on the joy that's incredibly important, not only to our own vibration, but energetic vibration right now. So it's like that better place in your mind. It's like you're being called to that better place. What are you being called to journey to? I want to say it is in your mind. It is when you meditate. It is when you dream. But it's just as real. It's just as real because it's like the DNA of your soul, right? It's like your soul song. Funny that we have Waylon Orca here. Share your song, the frequency of sound, diving deep. It's real to you, and that's all that matters. All right, I hope that was helpful to you. They're telling me Harry Potter. Sorry, I wrote a book. I've got this whole like dreamland, like all these characters that exist in my head. And it's funny, I was talking about what's it called? I can't think what it's called now. A memory palace. Somebody could have a memory palace. You know, the place that you go to intentionally when you're meditating. It's like that space in your mind. Harry Potter is the perfect example because, you know, or Tolkien, right, Lord of the Rings, these fantasy lands that exist, you know, if you need proof that they can become a reality, this is it. Because, you know, that fantasy land in Tolkien's head, it's Tolkien, right? Or that fantasy land in Rowling's head, these places exist now. They were created as movie sets, they were created as films, they were created as you can go to Harry Potter, what is it, Harry Potter Land, Harry Potter World, where they've literally built this world in our reality. Dreams can become a reality. They may just come in an unexpected way. So believe in your dreams, hold on to it. I've got goosebumps. I really feel very like that was an important message for somebody, like somebody's birthing something important into the world. Okay, guys, you are wizards. Do take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.